In this session of Corporate Communication Skills Paper 2, the topic which will be discussed is guidelines for effective communication in corporate world and segmenting stakeholders in corporate communication. Guidelines for effective corporate communication. When an organization communicates either with internal parties of communication or external environment, the message communicated should be simple. Usage of technical terms or jargons might create confusion and difficulty in understanding. So always consider who are the receiver of the message, make the message as simple as possible and communicate. So that is the first guideline to be considered. Next, the next focus is on to keep the message as concise as possible, either oral or written. Repetition of words and unnecessary explanations are to be avoided. It should be kept in mind that more communication is not necessarily better communication. So it is the quality of the message which matters than the lengthy content of the message. The third guideline is the message communicated should be clear in meaning and free from ambiguity. So it should not lead to confusion. The message should be clear enough to clarify all the doubts in the receiver's end. The next guideline is message should be courteous. No matter whether it is being sent to the subordinates or to the superiors or to the colleagues or peer persons, it should be having an element of courtesy. So it shows the culture of communication too. Communication should be accurate or correct information and it should be provided at appropriate time and in an appropriate manner or form. The next guidelines is when you are communicating, make sure the communication is complete. That is, all the five elements or five W's are to be answered, such as who, what, where, when, why, and one more H element is how. Corporate communication should be consistent to the rules or norms of the organization. It should be kept in such a way that it is related even to the previous communication and continuation should be established. And usage of metaphors, analogy, or examples are sometimes necessary to bring out the meaning of communication easily. So, appropriate use of these is recommended for better communication. Repetition of the key message is necessary in certain cases. To make sure about the success, the communicator sometimes repeats the key messages. An effective communication should have proper mechanism for feedback. Two-way communication should be encouraged. Proper planning for communication is necessary. Even before the message is being drafted, planning is required. The success of the entire communication process depends largely on planning in advance. And it is necessary to have an effective channel should be chosen and established to make corporate communication successful. So if an organization considers these guidelines, definitely the message will pass on without any hurdles and it will be a two-way communication process. Let's discuss about segmenting stakeholders in corporate communication. A company has different stakeholders such as investors, vendors, shareholders, employees, customers, clients, and so on. Stakeholder segmentation is the process of putting these stakeholders in the right groups based on certain factors such as their influence, persona, role they play, interest, and financial stake. Stakeholder segmentation, you need to know the meaning. It is the process of placing or putting the stakeholders in the right groups. So, grouping of them is essential so that communication channels can be established and you can have a continuity in their communication process. Now, the next question arises is the scope of this corporate communication. The scope, as we have discussed even earlier, It will strengthen the company's brand and presence in the marketplace. Hence, when you're communicating effectively, it shows that you're following all the principles of effective communication. When it comes to corporate communication, how you communicate with your employees internally is just as important as the image you portray to the public. That is why a strong corporate communication plan should include certain elements. Employee communication includes policies, procedures, events, team building activities, and newsletters. Public relations, such as press releases, sponsorship, community outreach, and crisis management. If you're focusing on internet marketing, including social media, company websites, online advertising, and apps. Customer communication, which encompasses sales and marketing directly to potentially clients and customers. Investor relations, which keep shareholders and other investors regularly informed on the status and progress of the company. Hence, the scope of corporate communication covers widely the employee communications, public relations, internet marketing, or social media marketing, customer communications, and investor relations. So, in this session, we have discussed and given you the guidelines about effective communication, what are the factors to be considered, and how do you segment your corporate communication and its meaning. We also discussed about the scope of corporate communication in 3 or 4 perspectives. Hope this session would have helped you in learning these concepts. Thank you all.